We're live. We're live. We are live, going from isolation to connection with our podcast and live stream. Welcome today. Are you distracted right now?
Well, you're emailing me.
I'm.
You're emailing me and you're asking me if I have a minute. You have an urgent task for me to do, and you're going into a meeting, and you asked me just to email you.
So if I have weird emails coming at anybody today, maybe report it to the Google.
Oh yeah.
Police.
You're in a meeting and you need me to get you some gift cards. You promised to help some people, and it totally slipped your mind that it's time already. Let me know if it's possible.
The time already gives it away. Maybe they're on the live stream right now. All right, let's focus over here. We have.
Okay, sure. I'll get you those gift cards.
Would you get me some gift cards?
I don't understand how this is going to work.
I watched a documentary.
Do not buy gift cards for John. If John is emailing you, don't pay attention.
Unless you want to give them.
Not true.
Unless you want to send them to me personally.
No, we don't need gift cards.
No, gift cards are cool.
No, you promised to help some people. It says.
If you give me gift cards, I will help people.
Yeah. Well, I actually today need to on my list to do is to go buy gift cards for people.
Maybe they're watching us.
Because there's some people that we give some gift cards to. That's on my to-do list.
Anyway, it's nice when somebody copies you at some level.
No, it's not.
It's of high praise.
John's email address is not johnruby.unioncitychurch@gmail.com. That is not his email address. So if you're getting emails from there, that's not John.
I apologize.
As if you'd send me an email that says, Pastor John Ruby.
What's for dinner tonight? I'm excited about dinner for some odd reason. I have no idea why.
Oh, shrimp and pasta.
Oh, we got shrimp and pasta.
Alfredo pasta.
There's going to be good proportions of the shrimp and the pasta together.
I don't think you should mock me on live camera.
I know.
It's one time I made shrimp and pasta, and there was like way too much shrimp and not enough pasta, and no one has ever let me forget.
We all thought it was an appetizer dish. It was good though. I love how you do it with the pesto and whatnot.
Oh, there's no pesto today.
Oh,
it's Alfredo.
I am really enjoying venison meat. You don't really like it, but my friend gave me a bag of venison meat, and I've been enjoying it.
100 pounds of venison meat.
It's a bag of meat. Yeah, no one has ever handed me a bag of meat. It was a high honor
to me. No one's ever handed me a bag of meat. You weren't there, and I was like, "Thank you." Very I feel bad for the person because if they had handed that bag of meat to you, they would have got to see your enthusiasm.
My enthusiasm. Imagine somebody did that to a moose and gave you a moose bag. You need two hands for that. Moose are bigger than deer.
Was that a whole?
That was a whole deer. It was a
whole reindeer.
We don't like to call them reindeer, I don't think. In the biz.
Well, not calling it reindeer doesn't make me feel better about eating it.
I do enjoy a wide variety of meats. I think deer is really good. I haven't really had a lot of experience because I'm not a hunter, but I have a friend that's a hunter, and he has shared some of his bounty with me. And we have been eating deer meat once a week.
Have you enthusiastically spoken to him about the deer meat experience? Okay, good. Because I feel like he got ripped off. If he'd handed you that bag of meat, he would have seen you bounce.
He's seen me bounce.
You bounce.
Let's get into our, and I talk in exclamation marks.
You talk in exclamation
marks. Let's get into our morning meditation.
In high definition. Should we just get an update of what you're asking of me now?
Is there an update?
There's an update. Okay. What I need is a Walmart gift card of $600. You'll get physical cards at the store, scratch the back out, and send me the photos of the back of the card revealing the pin here. You can keep the physical cards for me. How long would that take? And let me know how you want the money back. God bless you. God will not bless
Stop.
You
don't.
Faking.
Okay.
All right.
That's over. Fake John is over there now.
We all right now are going to pause for a moment and pray for the soul of the scam artist.
They do this all day long.
I
saw a thing on them, and
I am not going to do that.
$600.
People don't do that.
Yeah.
Never
But they
buy a
do
gift card,
they
scratch
do
at the
it,
back
and they
send a
get enough
picture.
people doing it. All right, let's get into
All right.
our meditation for the day. Thank you for joining us. Here we go. Thought of the day. Fake John.
I'm so mad at fake John right now. Our faith should control the whole of our life. We, alcoholics, Al-Anons, codependents, we were living a divided life. We had to find a way to make it whole. When we were drinking, our lives were made up of a lot of scattered and unrelated pieces. Oh, isn't that true? We must pick up our lives and put them together again. We do it by recovering faith in a divine principle, which holds us together and holds the whole world together, giving it meaning and purpose. We surrender our disorganized lives to that power, and we get into harmony with God, and our lives are made whole again. Is my life whole again?
Are you wholesome? That's good.
Do my insides match my outsides? Is a question that we often ask. Meditation for today. Avoid fear as you would a plague. Fear, even the smallest fear, is a hacking at the cords of faith that bind you to God. However small the fraying, in time those cords will wear thin, and then one disappointment or shock will make them snap. But for the little fears, the cords of faith would have held firm. Avoid depression, which is allied to fear. Remember that all fear is disloyalty to God. It is a denial of his care and protection. Denial. So fear. How do I avoid avoid depression, which is allied to fear? And it's a curious thought because there is a clinical depression that I really truly believe but there's other depression that is, I actually really have come to believe, avoidable. And there are certain steps that I can take. And this is saying that depression is allied to fear, that I actually have these roots of fear that are controlling my internal state and actually like basically pulling me down into this depression. And so fear being a denial of God's care and protection. And so we actually have been talking about this in our LifeLab group on Monday nights, and about what are the things that I'm experiencing. How do I dig up this fear? And there's an intentional way, like a purposeful way, that I can actually pull out fear. And for me, a lot of the fear that I was rooted in was actually like there was just a lot of fear of what people thought of me, of not being good enough, of not being able, not being capable, not being able to follow through.
Finances.
I had like all these financial fears.
So then that fear puts you in motion. The whispering of the fear puts you in motion, and it causes disorder. It causes anxiety.
And this is saying depression. And so the way that I would, oh man, this is such a good sentence too. Without the little fears, the cords of faith would have held firm. And so I have these little cords of faith, but the fears are like snapping these little cords of faith.
Rubbing.
And so instead, how do I build faith? And in LifeLab, we incorporate like these daily practices of like, okay, so in the morning, start your day this way. How do I start my day with an intentional way of connecting to God? How do I start my day building faith? What am I reading? What am I bringing into my mind first thing in the morning? Instead of just sitting and swirling in the fears of the day, or maybe the not knowing or the regret of the past, what am I bringing into my mind that's what I'm going to be meditating on? That's how I build my faith and not just let these fears control me.
And my favorite shirt, we have a new shirt, Faith Over Fear.
Faith Over Fear.
And I'm reminded of fear is always going to try to cause us disorder, and God's love will bring harmony and order within my life. And so am I living the day in disorder? Am I all over the place? Can I not focus? And that would be a really good sign that the enemy of fear is causing you to be in motion in the wrong direction. And the enemy always wants mind control. The enemy comes in through our mind. So fear is the enemy whispers to us.
So the early steps to take is little whispers to myself instead, to counter that. So little whispers of, God, what should I do here?
How do you
Little
want me to be?
whispers, little whispers of, how do you want me to be? Thy will, not mine, be done.
And in the spiritual life, what you're talking about is pausing throughout the day and connecting with God.
And just starting by little whispers of, I don't want this fear. I don't want to be controlled by this.
And the first conversation without God about God was in the Garden of Eden about an apple, about disobedience, about independence. And so are we going through our day having conversations about God without God? Because that's the enemy wants us to engage in that same way, to cause disorder in our lives and in our hearts and separate us from the love of God.
All right. So I'm going to pray a prayer for today. I pray that I may have such trust in God today that I will not fear anything too greatly. I pray that I may have assurance that God will take care of me in the long run.
Watch and turn today and stay away from fake John.
Man.
Be blessed. Keep the peace. Be of good behavior. And don't be a scammer.
I feel like you need to post like a little thing on your Facebook and say,